Hey, welcome to NetLab Games, where our board game playthroughs are always unpaid and ad-free.
I'm your host, Francis.
And I'm Anthony.
And today we're taking you into the clouds.
We are
With-
in the cloud.
How did I get into this cloud?
Big fluffy clouds.
We are going to be playing CloudAge. This is a campaign game with a lot of tableau building, some hand management, a little bit of tile placement, mostly resource gathering.
Yeah.
This game plays 1 to 4 players in about 60 to 100 minutes. Designers here are Alexander Pfister and Arno Steinwender, published here in the States by Capstone Games.
All right. Join us at the table, and we'll show you how it plays.
Welcome to our
the cloud.
dirigible.
To the age of clouds.
Yes.
Yes. So, what is CloudAge? That is a good question.
Yes.
So, what we know and what we understand about CloudAge is 15 years ago in this world.
Right.
Because
Which
it definitely
may
doesn't
or may
make
not
sense
be
of its
Earth,
own.
I guess.
I would say it's definitely not
Yeah.
Earth, because,
Yeah.
or at least an alternate universe Earth, right?
I hope it's not Earth.
So 15 years ago, a secret society by the name of Cloud burned a lot of oil fields and some forests and created a huge amount of destabilization. And
I never trusted the cloud.
no, I never trust that either. So they basically burned the Earth down and made it like really harsh to live in.
Right.
So now water has become a really great commodity, kind of like Mad Max, where water is like everything, right? So
Right.
water is a huge commodity.
Yes.
Metal's a huge commodity. Energy.
Right.
So
As
what-
we're trying to kind of like work towards rebuilding a better
we're going to
life,
try to,
right?
because we are not part of the cloud. So what's happened
Right.
is we are in these dirigibles.
Yeah. Dirigibles?
Dirigibles. And big blimps, right? So I would like to think of them as steampunky blimps, right?
Airships?
Airships. We'll call them airships. So you're in these airships and you're cruising over the desolate, world.
Yeah.
And you're going from city to city. The catch here is that the cities are controlled by the cloud militia.
Right.
These are bad guys,
Yes.
right? So every time you stop in a city, you've got to fight them.
Right.
You don't have to necessarily win, but you do have to fight them.
Right.
And you will either get a reward for fighting them if you win, or you'll get nothing. But either way, you're going to stop in the city. Well, that'll make sense as we go along. So the whole premise of the game, if you take a look at the table, we'll jump right in, right?
Yeah.
So here's the setup, and the premise of the game is essentially to take our airships across the map while we gather resources, we upgrade our ships, develop and build projects, increase our technology on our production track. We're going to be visiting cities all across the board, collecting resources, and taking all sorts of actions, right?
Right.
So we're going to be playing 8 rounds, and they're going to go pretty quickly.
Yeah, this is pretty
definitely
fast
fast
playing.
moving game. So for the setup, we are doing what's known as scenario 2. So there's 3 scenarios that came with the game or the campaign. We've played through scenario 1 a couple of times.
Yeah.
We were playing through scenario 2 because it adds another element to the game that scenario 1 does not have.
Yes.
Right, and that is in the form of these new green tiles that we're basically trying to fix the world.
We're trying to like replant and regenerate, I guess.
A la terraforming Mars.
Right. We're trying to I was trying not to use the word terraform, but essentially that's
but a
what we're
little
trying
more
to do.
abstractly,
Yeah,
right?
I think so.
It's not as macro as
Right.
terraforming Mars is, but it's just really kind of just planting a tree or two here and there, right?
Yeah.
At least trying to. So what we're going to do is every round consists of 3 different phases. So the first phase is going to be a production phase, where we are going to play cards, and they're going to determine how much energy we produce and how many spaces we get to move our airships,
airship,
right?
Yeah.
And the next phase is going to be move that airship. And there are movement points, there's upgrades that give us additional movement spaces, but the whole main rule about moving your airship is that you can only stop movement in a city.
I see. Yeah.
You can't you can't stop outside of a city.
Correct.
And they're a dime a dozen. These cities are everywhere. This whole landscape.
It
is
sounds a lot
crawling.
easier than it might be, especially if you're trying to go after certain things that might be on a tile that has 3 movement to get into. So
Yep.
we'll see how that goes as we get out there.
Yes, so that's movement. So you're going to do your move, you're going to do your combat, and you're going to place a cube. You always place a cube, and that's the round tracker here. Each of us, every time you stop in a city, you place a cube in that city, and that signifies that you landed in that city. And the final phase is called the action phase, and this is where you actually do worker placement.
Right.
And workers are in the form of drones. So this is your drone. You send your drone out to one of, well,
like,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 locations to take one of 3 different actions, and we'll talk through that as we go. So we each have our airships. We each start with 2 energy. We start with project cards. Now these are going to be able to be built into your airship as projects, and they're going to give you sort of passive or active bonuses throughout.
Or upgrades to your airship.
Or upgrades to the airship. So there are actually 3 different types of upgrades that we can build. We can build upgrades that give us additional combat strength, upgrades that allow us to plant additional green growth tiles, and then other ones that gives us just bonus victory points at the end. That gives us your thrusters here. And we got 5 project cards. We drew 8, kept 5.
Right.
And we each have the same deck of 7. I think these are called production cards. I will look that up in a second. I forget the name of it. But these are the cards that determine your resources, like resource cards.
Right.
I think we call that. But so these are going to go off to the side here. We also started with a randomly drawn mission. So this mission, I'm going to have an option to fill out both of these. And the top one is for me, is if my production track, like I like to think of it as a research track, is at 4, 6, or 8, I get 2, 5, or 7 points respectively. The second objective is to have a cube, meaning stop my movement in Devil's Fork, Revolt Town, and Borderville, which one here, and one over here. If I stop in at least 2 of them, I'll get 5 points. So
I have Devil's Fork as well.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, so. Devil's Fork, Allerton, and Nefaria.
All right, cool.
Yeah, so, okay.
All right, so I think that about really sums it. We'll explain this because these cards are...
When we get there.
Yeah,
because that's important.
It's very important.
But,
we'll discuss that in a second. But I think for all intents and purposes, we can really just jump in and
yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so first things first, we produce. Yeah. So along the player board, it actually gives you exactly what you need to do in order to do the rounds, right? So at the very beginning, we are going to do, so you're player 1 here, but we're going to do production. And you have an option here to, based on where you are on the production track, process or generate water or victory points. It depends on where you are.
Right.
So we're both at 0. So right now we pay, if we choose to pay 1 power, 1 energy, we get 2 water.
Right.
We each started with 2 water and 2 metal.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'll do it. I'm going to do it. I'll spend it.
So here's your 2. I'm definitely going to spend 1 energy to get 2 water as well.
Perfect.
Water is the main resource in this game.
It is, and it's very hard to get.
It is.
Can be, yeah.
So we did our production.
Yep.
The first thing you do is check for books, but there's no book in the first round. I won't explain what that means later anyway. So now we're going to take the top 2 navigation cards off of our deck. And you're going to flip them face up.
Yes.
And look at the numbers.
Yep.
So the low, now this is what's important. It's kind of interesting how you play these. So the lower number is going to go towards your movement. And I'm sorry, no, the higher number goes to your movement. The lower number is going to be used to generate power or take a project card.
Right.
Right? So if you had a 3 and a 3, you would get 3 movement and 3 project cards or 3 power. I have a 3 and a 1, so my 1 has to go towards my energy production or a project card.
Yeah.
I'm going to use it to produce 1 energy.
And I'm going to do the same thing.
So that goes in my discard. And then I have this 3, and I know that's going to be used towards my movement.
Right.
So that's going to give me 3 movement for this round.
Yeah, and I have 2.
All right, and so you keep in mind the deck is made up of, and they're exactly the same, a 0, 3 1s, 2 2s, and a 3. So you know by deduction what you're going to have at some point, right? So that ends that. Now we actually go to the movement.
Correct.
So you go ahead, you're player 1.
Thinking about what I want to do. So again, you have to land on a city. Our ships come pre-equipped with a solar panel that will give us +1 movement should we choose to use it. If we don't want to use it, which I don't think I will, you can actually get 2 energy instead.
Yeah.
So let's see. So I will move my ship over here. So I'll go 1, 2.
That's 3.
What? Oh, I mean, I'm landing on this spot, but I wanted to look at this stuff. So I'm landing in this city. I'm going to take the 2 of these. And now I do not have any combat to start with on my ship.
Okay.
But this city is a 1 combat value. I will fight them because I want to show how this works. So if you don't have any combat or if you need additional combat, you can actually spend 1 energy to draw another card. And it's a 0.
Okay.
Terrible. So I could spend 2 energy.
For each additional card after the first, yeah.
And I don't know if that's worth doing. I'm not going to do that.
So what that does is you just don't get the prize of 2 water.
Prize, yeah.
But you do put down your leftmost cube.
Onto that square. Yeah. Now, the only other restriction is that you cannot move your airship onto my spot where I'm located.
Right. But I can go in that city.
But yeah.
Which I'm not going to do.
I'm just glad I got rid of that 0.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I think I'll probably go, if you move me here for 3.
To here?
Yeah.
Okay, so 1, 2, 3,
right,
or
so I'm
2,
in that
3,
city. So
whatever.
the cities are every space with these clouds.
Yeah.
So we're like above the cities. I guess they're really
Right.
polluted or they're burning oil.
Well, or both.
So you can't really see clearly, but that's where the cities are. So any space with those clouds are part of a city. So I'm going to go there for my 3 movement. I'm going to spend 1 energy for the combat because I need 1 combat point. So hopefully I pull a 1, I beat it. So I get 2 water as a prize. I put a cube down.
Okay.
And that's it for our movement, right?
Right.
And now we're into action. So this is where we get to take an action in turn order. So you are going to take your drone, and this is where you get to choose one of a few different actions here. So on the far left, you could put your drone here, and the action that the player whose turn it is and selects this action will get to do 2 ship upgrade or projects, right? So out of any combination of that. So 1 upgrade, 1 project, or whatever. So that allows you to do 2 of that. Every other player gets to do 1 of those, right? Over here, we have 3 city cards. So now these are actually going into your city and choosing whether you go to City 1, City 2, or City 3 card, and you pick which resource you want to gather from that city.
Yeah.
Now this is where
cool.
it's really unique because
Right.
these sleeves on these stacks of cards have clouds on them.
Right.
And they block what's actually in the city, so you don't know how much
Some
of
of
each.
what's in the city.
Well, they block the number
They do. They
of
block
what you're getting.
Yeah, they block exactly what you're getting.
Now, what's interesting here is that this card, this key, is telling you which of these sort of structures within these cities generate which type of resource. Now, there's 4 resources that you get in the city. You either get power, you get project cards, iron, or water. So if you look at the card and you see, like, this one's predominantly like this metal structure. It's a little bit down here, a little bit here, a little over here. This is probably a high-producing iron city. So if I really want iron, I would choose iron in this city.
Yeah.
Right? This one's got a lot of water. I would expect that's water. I'm telling you my strategy, but I don't care. Over here.
That's how it works, though.
Yeah, it looks like there's a lot of metal here and a lot of these solar panels. So I would assume if I want energy, I'm going to go there as well. And maybe a little bit of the cards. But you don't know, because you can get anywhere from like 1 to 3.
Right.
Maybe even 4, I think, of a resource, which is huge. But you got to know what you're looking for.
Right.
You also get tiles.
Right.
By choosing these cards from the bag to actually be able to play on the
And finally, to consider, the number of the card is going to be valuable too, because what's going to happen is the player who is selecting the city card on their active turn is going to end up putting that card into this navigation deck.
Correct.
So that is going to end up becoming a movement or an energy card as well. So lots of things to consider here. So
this is the deck building part of it, if you so choose that. So now if she chooses, say, City Sector 1, all other players have to choose another element in that set and that city as the follow action. And then when she's done, then I get to go and I can pick the lead action.
Right. So,
finally, on the far right, if you choose this action, this allows you to play these green growth tiles onto the board. And they will come from your supply. You can play as many as your ship allows. In the beginning, our ship allows to play at max 2 tiles to the board.
And we do not have any of those.
Right, we don't. And the follow-up would be to do an upgrade.
Yeah.
And that's it. So this is the action. This is where all the actual worker placement action happens.
Yes. So I am actually going to hover my drone. And these are your drones, too.
Yep.
So, like, thematically, you're just kind of, like, cruising,
Sending
I guess.
it down
like,
to the city.
Sending it down to see, like, what's out there. And this is what you're seeing. So I'm going to go to this card, and I am going to select the steel resource. Looks like there's a lot of steel and perhaps a lot of energy, but let's see how this works. Okay. So I'm going to go here. Oops, yeah, you're going to go ahead. I know.
You gotta slow down, girl.
I'm kind of excited.
Yeah, I know. You better just chill, though. I'm going to take project cards.
Okay.
Instead.
All right.
All right.
Cool.
So let's see. Pull the card. There's 8 cards in each in the offer.
Awesome.
All right, so we'll bring it up here so
yes, we can see what's happening. So we have 2 energy. I'm actually going to get 3 steel.
Wow, that's a big hit.
You're going to get 1 project card. And then we have some extra icons on here as well. So I am also going to get, we have this little wrench. I'm going to get a build action.
You get a build action.
You are going to get, it's that one that looks like...
It's a burn a card action, which is thin from my deck. Yeah. And I will thin a card out of my deck. And I
pretty good.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to do that.
Okay. All right. So, so you can trash a card.
Yeah, but the rule is it's got to be from my discard pile. So I'm going to trash a 1. This may not be the best move yet, but I'm going to do it because 1s are not great.
Yeah. I get to draw 3 of these tiles.
So you get 3 tiles.
And I still get my build action, so I'm going to do that too.
And you get your build action.
So 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
They're
not bad, actually. They're all good.
Not bad. All right.
This goes in your discard.
Yes, thank you. And I'm going to build for 2 steel. I'm going to build this. Whoops. Combat update to my ship.
So, yeah, combat is up here. Plants, additional plants are here, and movement is here.
Like
the
propellers.
Yeah, it gives you additional movement. So, and they're all worth victory points, obviously. So that's the end of your turn. I got, how many cards were on that? Project cards.
Just 1.
Just 1? Of course, just 1 card. Oh. Interesting. That's okay. It's not a great card. But it's also not terrible.
Okay.
Okay, I'm just trying to think of what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 water is all I have. So that really kind of limits me, but I think we're gonna do it.
They're gonna come back.
We're gonna come back. Everybody comes back off.
Yep.
So I think what I'll do is, because yours was a wrench. So a wrench is a ship upgrade. It's not a project.
Not a project.
So it's very important that you distinguish that.
Yeah,
so
especially,
I'm gonna go here and I'm gonna actually do 2 upgrades.
Oh, nice.
So first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna build a project called the EMP Blaster. So I'm gonna get some guns, and that's gonna give me +1 combat, but it's gonna cost me 4 water, 2, 3, 4 of my precious water, and 1 project card, which is why it's kind of good to keep getting project cards, because you are going to need to burn them.
And I'll do the same thing.
So I'll burn this one. I get 1 more. What's your turn? Girl, it's my turn. So 2 iron, and I'm going to upgrade this gun as well. So that'll do I did 1 project, 1 ship upgrade. And this has a wrench on it, so what that does is it increases my production track
gear
by 1 level, my gear.
Yeah.
All right, now you can do your upgrade.
Can I go now?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to also build an EMP blaster, but mine's only going to cost 3 water.
And 1 card.
And 1 card, but it does not have one of those little gears on it.
Nope. It's not as good as my EMP blaster.
I know, it really is not, but it's okay. Ooh. I'll get rid of this guy.
Okay.
And I get 1 passive combat point.
Yep, so now you have 2 passive, I have 2 passive.
Yep.
All right, cool. Okay, first thing we do is switch player order. I become the new start player. And we check for book, and we are not book yet. Next round will be book.
Yes.
So once you have if you have the cube to the left of the book had just been removed the prior round, it is now, you get the book, and that's going to trigger some things for the scenario in scenario 2.
Book it.
Book it. All
Okay,
right.
like a personal
So
pan pizza.
production. Do you want to generate water?
For one energy.
For 3 water. That's gonna hurt.
I mean, it's not the worst.
I'm gonna do it. I'll spend 1 and I'll get 3 water. I'm just.
I'll do it too. I'll get 2
broke
water though.
On water right now. There you go.
Thank you.
All right, so we draw 2 cards off the top.
All right.
1,
Just looking at my
2.
1,
Boom.
2.
A
Ooh,
0 and a
nice.
1. So
Okay.
the 0 is how much energy or cards I can generate. So that's nothing. I get 1 movement. Awesome. But now I know my
Wow.
0's out, so that's actually helpful to me.
Yikes. 1, 2, 3. Ugh. Okay, I'm gonna take this,
And you get 3 movement.
and I get 3 movement.
big
That's
move.
pretty good. Okay.
All right, well, I get 1 movement. So I'm going to use my solar panel to generate an additional movement to get to Devil's Fork.
Here.
Yep.
Okay. Boop boop
Well, it wouldn't be through that.
boop boop.
So these
You
are
can't
fine.
see
They're
probably,
called
but-
finds, Finds, and they require like this one requires 3 movement points to go into it. But if you land in there, you get that reward. That's all
Right.
those are. They just cost like that one up here costed 2 movement points, which I didn't have. Otherwise, I would love to go in there and grab that medal, but not happening. So I'm in Devil's Fork. It's a oof. It requires 3 combat. I only have 2, and I don't have any energy.
Oh my gosh.
So I can't
okay.
fight them. So I'm just literally going to put
Be
a cube
present
here and not fighting the local militia.
All right.
But
Probably
I don't.
a good idea.
I don't get to
generally.
fight them. Yeah.
Okay. I have 3 movement points. So I'm going to go 1, 2 into here, take 2 project cards,
Yep.
and then finish my movement here in this unnamed city. Combat strength of 3. I have a combat strength of 2, so I'll go ahead and draw a card. That's a 2. I'm fine. I'll take 4 water as my
Did
prize.
you pay the energy for that?
No, but I will.
Oh, okay. Just making sure. Just keeping you honest.
This is
There you
an
go.
apocalypse.
Yeah.
Time for honesty.
There's always time for
Okay.
honesty. All right, so that was the end of our movement
right.
phase. Just so you know, you can pay 3 victory points per card drawn after you've spent 1 to draw 1 card. If you still need more, you can spend
Yeah.
victory points at that
If
point.
you really
yeah,
need
that's
to.
just great. No, I would never do it. All right, so we finished the movement phase. Now we're going on to action. So I'm first.
Okay.
And I clearly need energy. And this one looks like there's a lot of solar panels, so I'm going to go right here and try to scoop up. Maybe I'm going to go here instead because I want to get that. I want to get that earth tile, and it also has some energy. Probably not a lot though.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to go here on the water.
Okay. So we are going to see.
Yes.
So I did get energy,
Okay.
but I only got 1, so that wasn't very
You get a
good.
build as well.
I do get a build action, and I get a tile to play at a later time.
And I get 3 water.
You get 3 water. 3 water. So I get a build action, but I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 water. What can I build? Well, I can build you. Do I want to, though? I don't think it's worth building this, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Ugh. Yeah, that's not really worth it to me. I'm not gonna build.
No?
No.
All right.
So this goes in my discard, and we come back.
Yes.
Your turn.
I am going to build some stuff. So for my first build, I'm going to do a project. I'm going to bring out an inventor, and she is going to be 10 water, which is all my water. She's very thirsty.
She sure is.
I don't understand. Okay, here you go.
Okay.
10 water and a card I have to get rid of. I will get rid of that.
Okay.
That was my movement. So she now my cards cost 1 water less, which is great. For my second build, I'm actually going to do a ship upgrade and pay 3 steel and upgrade my ship combats.
Okay.
That's it.
So that ends. I'm not going to build anything.
Yeah.
So we are going to go to the next round.
Okay.
Are you going to? That was a book. So
Yes, that was a book.
here we go. So during the next book, which is now, give each player 1 mission card. So if you could hand us a mission card each. Afterwards, flip the scenario card. So for the next book, what this is telling us that we can pay 4 water to gain 3 victory points and 3 project cards or 3 energy. So that'll happen 2 more times. Whoa. Oh my.
All right, so mine actually is the first one. It's the same.
So here's the rule.
Yeah, we have kind of the same
we do.
goals here. Yeah.
Well, we may not afterwards, because what happens here when you have 2 cards, you have to overlap one of the rewards. You can't have all 4, so you have to cover one up. So
I'm going to cover
this one up. So you're going to have 3. With 2 cards, you have 3. With 3 cards, you'll have 4. So you'll be covering up another one. So you're only allowed to have 3 with 2 cards.
Right.
Okay. So mine is I have to have, depending on how much combat power I have passively, I will get points at the end for that. So that was that. Now we draw our navigation cards.
We can do. We'll need to do this first. Are you gonna?
I'm not. I don't have the energy for that. I just don't have the energy for it.
I will spend it.
Okay.
So
Two water.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're broke.
I'm broke in resources here.
Yep. So draw 2. So I have a 2 and a 2. Which
all right. I drew 1. I need to shuffle the rest of these.
So I'm going to get 2 energy and 2 movement.
All right.
Sweet.
Don't be a 0.
0 to hero.
It's a 2. Okay. So, okay. So I get 1 there, and then a movement of 2.
Ooh.
Well, that's all I needed anyway.
Well, you're player 1, so
right.
where are you going?
So I'm going to go to Devil's Fork. Whoops. Sorry. You know I don't get along with cubes.
No.
All right. 1, 2.
Cool.
So
are you going to
I'm going to fight them. I have 1, 2, 3. I've got it.
So you get your 3 water. Put your cube
and
there.
Put my cube. Say I was here.
Here's your 3 water. Wish you were here.
Wish you were here in this cloud city.
Devil's Fork. Wow. Okay. So I'm going to go. I have a movement of 2. Okay. So I'm going to go. I can pass through you. 1, just passing by. 2. This has a combat value of 4.
Yes. And
I have 2.
Okay.
I've got no cards left, so this is going to be a complete gamble. And hopefully I can draw enough. So I need to get 2 combat here. Okay. So I will spend 1 energy for my first draw, and it is 3.
Nice.
Look at that. Boom. Knocked them out. I get 4 water. So I will trade in 1 and take a 5. It's a huge water gain. Okay. And I will put my cube down. So now we are on to the actions. And I'm actually going to do a plant a plant.
Well, I'm actually player 1.
Oh, so. You are. Okay, sorry.
I will plant a plant. No, I don't know.
It doesn't matter. We both get to do it.
Yeah, I know. I was going to say, I don't know.
What's cool about this is that you don't block each other.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you could theoretically do like just tons of build actions if everybody is building.
You could.
However, I will not do that. Let's see. I think I may try and go here, drum up some resources. Where are you going to go?
Does not look like there's a lot of water here. Or energy.
Yeah.
Probably a lot of cards.
Yeah,
so I'll go for cards.
Guess. Yeah, looks like it. Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, no. It was energy. Dang it.
Yeah.
All right. So you get 3 metal. That was a good one for metal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. Like, you can usually guess what the primary is going to be. And also, you typically aren't going to get like a bonus on that primary resource.
Right. So I got the card, but I also get a ship upgrade, which I can't pay for because they all cost metal. So these go back. This goes in your discard.
Okay.
That's done. Yowza. This looks like a lot of water.
And cards, looks
And
like.
cards.
That might be what you need.
I'm actually going to plant a plant, though.
Okay.
So I can plant up to 2, but I only have one. I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
I want more plants. Oh, this is bad. I need metal. And it doesn't look like these have a lot. None of these have metal.
I mean, definitely not that one.
No.
Maybe
This guy's got
that,
some. This
maybe
guy's got a
that.
lot more. So I'll try here. Hopefully I'll get 2.
Yeah. Okay. And it looks like there's energy, there's water. Maybe I'll try for water.
It is a 2 water and a build.
Nice.
Oh, an upgrade rather. So you get 2 water.
upgrade.
It was an energy spot, so 3 energy there. I get 1 stone or 1 iron. So not great.
It's not going to be a project card, but it'll be a wrench. I don't have enough steel to do that. I could up my movement, or I think I may upgrade my plants so that I can build some more plants.
It's not a bad move.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Okay.
That's it. Pass player 1, and we'll start the next round.
Okay.
All right. No book.
Nope.
And production. I will spend a water energy to get 3 water.
Okay.
I just need to start getting some
Some of that.
resources.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just need to look at what I may want to do here. I'll go ahead and spend the... I'm in kind of a pickle here. All right, I'm going to spend an energy to get 2 water.
Okay.
I really need to bump that up, but I
Yeah.
just don't have the...
All right. Draw the
The
first
ability.
2.
Yeah.
And we have a 2 and a 1.
Me too.
So I will take 1 energy. And the 2 is my movement.
I will take 1. I think I'll actually take a project card this time
Yeah.
and 2 movement. Can I have a project card, please?
Yeah. Here you go. 2 movement. Eek. So it looks like I'm going to... Oh. I've been forgetting to get energy when not doing my solar panel.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because if you don't use that extra move,
Then you get 2
you
energy.
get 2 energy.
Yeah.
And I don't think I used my...
Which makes sense because you're not using it to move.
Yeah.
So you get to store that energy.
So I'm going to go 1, 2 to Whitehaven. Not use that, take my 2 energy. You know, that I remember doing that when I was going to do that combat.
Yeah,
And I was
right.
like, why don't I have the energy I thought I was going to have when I was going to do this combat?
Oh,
And it was because I didn't think about my soul. That's one thing
Right.
that's hard to remember. So I am here in Whitehaven, and they are a combat of what? No combat here. Is
Right.
it? Well, which city is this part of? Whitehaven. This is C. Yeah, because this one has a special. I think it's its own city actually.
Yep.
So it doesn't have a reward here. It just has a token. And if you pull your token from that at a later time, you can
Yeah.
plant a plant. So I will put this token here. And
Almost like you're making like connections down there or something, and then like you're pulling those connections to get stuff done.
by pulling that token, I opened up this, which allows me to get a stone or an energy. I'll take the iron.
Okay.
And that's my move.
All right. So I have a movement of 2, which isn't doing much for me. Yikes. Okay. I'll go 1, 2. I'm still in this city. They have a combat of 4.
Yep.
I have a combat of 3. I'll go ahead and try.
All right.
So I'll spend an energy.
One energy. And it's a
my
1.
one.
You did
It's
it.
perfect.
All
So
right. So
4
hand me
water.
1 water.
Yeah.
I'll give you a 5.
Thanks.
That way you're not sitting on a whole ton of water.
Okay. And I will take a steal, please.
Okay.
Whoops. My blood just crashed. That's no good.
Okay. So
It's like
actions.
action stations.
Action stations. Eek. Okay, so I'm gonna go here and go for steel. I think this is a good steel place.
Sure. Looks good.
It looks like there's a lot of steel.
Yeah, that's a steal.
That is a steel.
What else is there? Not a lot of water. Cards, maybe? I'll say cards. We'll see.
Okay. So we are getting, here we go. So it is 2 steel, and this is steel and energy plant.
Yeah,
so
I
I
figured
get
there's energy.
2 steel and a ship upgrade. So I will
Nice.
definitely pay 3 to upgrade
me a
my
project card.
combat. Oh, you get a project card?
Yep.
All right. There you go.
So I can think about my move.
And this will go in my pile. So there you go.
Nah, that's not a good one.
What are you doing?
I think I might build some stuff. Or maybe I can, I could plant some things too.
Yep.
If I wanted to. It's giving me just water though. I think I'm actually gonna do building. I'm gonna do this build thing here. And I'm going to first build this flying lesson,
Yeah.
which is going to be a cost of 4, but it's actually gonna be reduced by 1 because I have my inventor. So that'll be 3, plus I have to trash a card. I'll get rid of that.
Okay.
And what that does is it allows me to get 2 victory points if I have a region that, if I've chosen a region that lets you trash a card. So, and that bumps up my gear by 1. And then I have one more build action that I can take. I don't have enough steel to upgrade my planting capability. I could upgrade my propellers, or I could just go ahead and build another thing, which might be cool. So I have this lady, she's pretty good. 1, 2. I think I'm gonna go with this though. So I'm just gonna spend 2 water, 1 card, and do another EMP blaster for more combat points.
More combat points?
And I'll trash this card, even though she was really good.
Yeah, that's a good card.
I know.
I would have built her.
Yeah, well, I'm not building a movement engine. Probably should be.
Yeah, so I'm going to build this card for 10 water. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 5 is 10. And it is an EMP blaster, but it gives me 2 combat instead of 1.
Did I didn't take my 2 energy
I don't know.
when I moved.
I wasn't watching, so I'm assuming you didn't since you're at 0. And I need to pay a card.
Oh, I did, because I came from here. 1, 2.
Okay, card. Yeah, I don't really like that one. Okay. Very good. So
Did I?
that was yours.
No, I didn't take my
You didn't.
energy.
No, there's
Okay.
no way you did. You're at 0.
Yeah.
All right, so this is yours.
Okay, thank you.
And we are to production because we're not on a book.
Right.
I'll take my 3 water.
Yeah, I will. I'll pay as well. Thank you.
Okay, so top 2 cards.
Oh, I forgot I have this 5 waters.
Yeah, you got tons of water.
Yikes.
Oh, nice. A 3 and a 2.
Yeah, I figured. 0 and a 2.
So I'm actually going to take 2 cards with the 2. The lower number could be cards or energy. So I'm going to take 2 cards because I'm running low. And the 3 is going to be movement. So I'm going to have big movement this time.
My turn?
Yeah.
Wow. 6. Yikes. Shoot. I have a movement of 3. I want to come here, but I only have, let's see, what do we have in here?
Combat?
So I have, yeah, I'm trying to see what I'm missing right
3.
now. My 3,
Oh, yeah.
Right, okay. Cool, so I'll go here, 1, 2, with my movement.
Get your energy.
I'll get my energy, because I always forget that.
Yep.
And then I'm going to combat them for 6. I only have 4. I'm going to spend an energy.
Yep.
Boom.
There you go.
Goodbye, Cloud Militia.
So that gives you how many victory points?
4.
4 points. Oh, wow.
So, oops.
Awesome.
Points.
Very good.
Yeah, and then that allows me to either plant a tile or take cards. I think I will actually take the 2 cards.
Oh, the one you just pulled?
This one here,
that lets
yeah.
you take 2 tiles, not plant.
Right. Yeah, I would still like to take 2 cards.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
what I meant. Yeah. Because I already have 3.
Okay, that's fair. I have 3 movement plus 1 if I use that, so that's 4. So I go 1, 2, 3, get 2 victory points, and then go here for 4.
That's good.
Push me up 2.
Okay.
Thank you. And I need 3 combat. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combat.
Oh, wow. That's a nice
Look at
Master
that gun.
Blaster.
Plus 2. It is the Master Blaster.
It's like a math blaster.
It's actually called the Master Blaster. I'm going to take my 3 tiles for beating them
Okay.
into submission. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we really did a number on these.
Yeah, that's good.
Here.
I'm going to drop this one down here. And
Onto your tile.
onto my tile. Well, it doesn't matter. Okay. And do I want the green tiles? I think, let me look at what I have here. So let me explain these tiles just so that you know. The green, these are called green new growth tiles. And they're always worth 2 points. And you will actually place them on the map and they'll grow. Then you have these like not so fertile tiles and they don't take growth. So you don't place them on the map, you just discard them, but you cash them in for their rewards.
Yeah.
Which are pretty nice because you either get 2 things or a choice of one
or you get a
or
bunch
the
of
other.
stuff.
You get a bunch of stuff. There's a whole lot of good stuff, right? So I could theoretically, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it's good to have a lot of cards because they give you options.
Right. What are you doing right now?
What am I doing? What are you doing right now? I'm deciding whether or not to take, because I'm getting this bonus.
Oh, okay.
So I'm deciding whether or not to take 2 cards or 2 more tiles. And I'm probably going to take tiles because there's not a lot of places you can get these tiles.
Yeah, that's true.
Except for here in Gizmo Fort.
And Gizmo Fort.
So
Who writes this stuff?
I don't know. There's 2 more tiles. Happy with that. Okay, so that was our movement.
Yep.
All right, so now you could start out with the actions.
Okay. So I guess I'll go maybe here. I'll plant some tiles. So I can do 3 tiles actually. I'm going here.
You can play up 3 tiles.
Yeah, so I will play up all of these tiles.
All right,
all 3 of these.
you
So,
need to plant that one.
yeah, so this one I get to plant. And I will plant
anywhere
it
adjacent,
down.
not city, to your ship.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking that's city. Well,
You could cover up that 2 points. You would get
You know
those
what?
2 points.
yes, I would. And I would get those 2 points. I'm covering up those 2 points. And that also turns this into a 1 movement tile instead of a 3,
Correct.
which is kind of nice. So I will take
You'll get 4 points
4
for
points
this move.
for this.
And just flip it over.
Oh,
Because it's actually growth.
yeah, there
trees.
we go. Oh, yeah, that's right. That is the entire point.
That's the whole point of this, is to build trees.
But I like
to fix
to
fix
plant
the
victory point trees.
Well, we're trying to
Money
fix
trees,
the
right?
fix the weather.
1, 2, 3, 4 points.
And these you
for
just
one.
cash
and these
in.
I'm just going to cash 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm just swimming in water right now. I'll take 4 water and 4 cards, please.
Okay, just hand me 1 water. 1, 2, 3, 4 cards. And I'll get rid of those, and I will give you a 5.
Prosperous. What is this? What did you just do?
It went right on you.
Oh, it's like where'd that giant water droplet go?
So this is giving me the option to do an upgrade.
Yes, it is.
And let's see if I can afford one. 2, 4, 6, 7 energy. Water, rather. And what is trying if you have to... Oh, I like that. That's pretty cool.
Really? I just drew all these cards. I got 2 of the exact same card.
Wow, that one's pretty crazy. I'm going to do this. This is nuts. This is a one-time. So these green cards are like one-time actions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 water. And 1 card, right? So let's get rid of this guy. And what this is going to do is it's called the green market. Now I can pay 4 new growths. 1, 2, 3, 4, for example. I like that one. I like that one. So I'm going to play these 4 new growths, right? And I get 8 points. One time.
Wow. Okay.
I'll take 8 points.
Nice.
That's a lot of points.
At 10.
Yep.
That is a lot of points. That's
this
good.
was also 2 notches
Oh, very
on
good.
the
1,
track.
2. So you just passed 2 card bonus. So go ahead and grab your 2 cards.
Oh, sweet. This is just getting better and better.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
So that was your action, right?
Yeah.
So these come back. Get back here. Now, do I? Oh, I like this one. I'm going to go here and get metal.
Yeah, you are.
Lots of it.
That's
I can
great.
tell by the smoke.
Yes. It doesn't look like there's much else.
It's just metal.
It's really just metal and like energy.
1 water, 1 energy.
Yeah, probably. Yikes. And like maybe some cards.
Maybe a
It
card.
looks like there's cards. I'm going cards.
Okay, let's see what we
Not
reveal.
that I need more cards, but
You picked the right one.
I did. I
2
know
cards.
I did.
Wow, you're swimming in cards.
Because I got like a really good drone. He's like 4K.
Is he really?
He's like
Good?
looking for the
So I get
glass.
3 iron. That's awesome. And I get to
Wow,
do
so
a navigation deck update. So do I have a 0 here?
What?
No, I only have a 1. So we'll get rid of the 1.
This is fan-freaking-tastic.
Okay, that's good to know.
Okay.
So that is it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I get 3 tiles actually. 3 green tiles. Man, that was also the reason why I picked that. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Let's go.
So many good things I want to do. All right.
My player 1 marker.
Yes.
And next round.
Okay.
Okay, so this is a book.
Oh, this is
So you can
phase,
pay
yeah.
4 water to get
Yeah.
3 points, 3 energy, or 3 cards.
3 points
And 3 energy or 3 cards.
energy or 3 cards. I'll do that.
Yeah, I don't have enough water.
4 water.
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, so
There
you
you
get
go.
3 points, and do you want 3 cards or 3 energy?
1, 2, 3. I'm pretty good on combat right now. So I don't know. I mean, 3 energy's great.
Yeah, it's going to get more expensive as you go up this.
I know, but I may not be going
You
up
may
that
never go up
track.
that track. That's true.
Or 3 cards. I don't know. I'm kind of like swimming in cards right now, too. I want cards anyway.
You want them?
I want all the cards.
2, 3 cards. There you go.
Thank you.
All right, draw the top 2. Oh, actually, I'm going to do my production. I'm going to spend 2 energy because I'm up here now, and I get 4 water and a victory point.
Okay.
So I'll take a victory point.
And I will spend 1 and get 3 water, please.
3 water. All right, so I get 1 victory point, so we're tied.
Okay.
Okay, so now it is draw the cards.
And you're first player.
Yep.
Okay.
So I get a 1 and a 0. Oh, sweet. So no energy and 1 movement. I like can't even go anywhere.
1 and 2.
I can go 2.
1 and 2 movement. All right.
So I'll go 2. 1, 2 here. And not going to get my energy because I had to use that to get my second movement. But this is a 4 combat, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5. So I dusted that. I'm going to get 6 water for this town, which is really good. And I will put my marker here. It is your move.
Wow, these are so good. Okay. I have movement of 2.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, 3. Yeah, I can move there. I think 1, 2. Oh, I can't move there because your airship is there. So I'm going to go 1, 2. That makes that a lot easier. Get 2 energy. This is a combat of 3. I have 4, so I will take 3 tiles, please.
3 tiles,
3
please.
tiles.
There you go. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Very nice.
Okay. So, did you fought them?
I did.
Okay.
I won.
And you won.
Your turn.
My turn, and I am going to do some tile planting. So I'm going to plant 2 tiles.
What did I do? Did I plant? I did tiles last time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So,
So I'm gonna get a build.
yeah, so I'm going to play this one. And one of these. All right, so I'm going to play those 2. So I'm going to get an upgrade here. So I'm going to pay 2 metal. 2 metal to be able to do one of these. So that's my upgrade. And I get a metal as well. This one lets me get 2 tiles or 4 energy. I'll take the 4 energy. All right, you get a build action.
I get a build action, right?
Mm-hmm.
So many things that I want to build. I'm going to do this. Makes the most sense right now. So I'm going to do, this is like an instant.
Mm-hmm.
This is an EMP plans. So I can build your next EMP cannon for 3 metal less.
Mm-hmm.
That's this one. Ooh, do I want to do that? I mean, I guess it's all the same. If you build both of these, you're still going to get the same discount either way. So, so that'll just be 1 metal. So there's that. That's going to cost me 4 water because it's a project card.
Yep, and a card.
4. Whoops. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll get rid of like this parrot.
Oh, I would have kept the parrot.
I'm like so near the parrot. Like all these good
All right, that
things.
goes over there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Now it's your action.
My turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let me think. Yeah. I think. Oh, and actually, I should build this, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I kind of would like to build some stuff. I just don't know exactly what at this moment. I think. I have no more metal, so I can't do that. I don't know if I want to. I have this cooling system I'm thinking of building. It's 9 water.
Oh, wow.
I have 10. It'll
Okay.
actually cost me 8, so.
So what's the problem? Well, what action are you taking?
Well, I'm thinking of taking a build action, but I'm trying to determine how much money I'm actually going to have left over. Do you see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do this. Okay, I'm going to go here. Whoops. I'm going to build stuff.
Okay.
And I will build first this cooling system. So it's going to cost me 8. So I'll take 2 water back, please. And another card.
That gives you 1 extra movement.
It does, yeah. That's kind of why
How many parrots did
I
you
need
have?
that.
in
I
there?
had 2 parrots
Okay.
at the same time.
What's your next build?
And my next build is going to be this one. here. Yeah, this. So I'm going to do... Sorry, I have like so many cards right now. I'm going to do this. So immediately receive 2 metal. That's going to cost me 2 water, which is the last 2 that I have.
And a card.
And a card. I'll get rid of...
What a wreck.
This one. Me?
No, the card.
Oh, it is a wreck. It's an actual wreck. I was like, that's not very nice.
No.
It's very sportsmanlike. So I'll get 2 metal, please, right away. And I also get to upgrade this,
Okay.
which gives me 2 project cards.
Because you need more cards.
Because I need more project cards. Thank you.
Okay, so then I get to build one thing. I'll just make this real quick and easy. 10 water. Done. And a card. I'll get rid of this guy. All right. So now my combat is 2, 4, 5, 6, 7.
You think you're cool?
Yeah, because I have another master blaster. My guys on this ship are so well armed, it's ridiculous.
That's
okay,
great.
so that was the end of your turn.
Yeah.
It goes back to you, and we are not in a book.
We are not in a book.
Nope.
Yeah. All right. I have lots of things to do here.
Well, do you want to do production?
For 2 energy? Yes, I do.
Yeah, cost you 2, you
I
get
do.
3 water.
3 water and a point.
Yep. And I'm going to get 4 water and a point for my 2 energy.
So we both move our, whoops, point. Oh, so far. The table's so big. Okay. I need like that stick.
I know.
You know what I mean?
All right. I have to shuffle my deck, and then we get to draw top 2.
Top 2.
Top 2.
Top card's my top shelf. All right. 1 energy and 3 movement.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my 2.
Exactly what I needed.
Let's see what we got here.
1, 2, 3.
We got a 1 and a
4.
2. Great. 1 energy and 2 movement.
4. And I have to land in a city. So I have an extra movement now because of this. I have pulled a 3 and I have 1 here. So I have 3, 4, 5 altogether. I could go 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't make it there. But I could make it there. Might be able to make it there next round. I can make it there. I can make it there. Okay.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go. I have a movement of 5. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3.
That's it.
4.
This counts as 2.
5. Yes.
So you get 3 points for that.
3 points, and then I'm gonna fight. Fight.
Value of 6. You have 6
Fight.
combat.
1, 2, 3. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 combat. So, and I used all of my movements, right? So I'll do that. Draw that. 1. That's all I needed to win that fight.
Okay.
Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and put this on there. Do I want 3 water or 2 points? I'll take the water.
Okay. 3 water. So I've got 2 movement. So I'm going to go 1, 2 plus my solar panel for 3. And I'm going to take 1 metal. And I'm also in this city. I have a combat value of 7. So I automatically win. I'll take 5 points.
Okay.
Plus the 1 for here, so 6.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay.
And I'll put my little marker there. I'll take 3 water for that. And now it's your action. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Something very important.
Okay.
I'm going to plant some trees.
That's good.
So I can plant 3. I have 3. And I'm going to, most importantly, cover this up, this thing. So I will get 2 I'm covering this up, so I'm going to get 2 tiles. 2 more tiles. So, and 2 points for that. 1, 2.
Okay.
So just don't let me forget to get my tiles. And then I will cover up. Now, if I cover this up again, even though I got those 2 points, I'll get them again, right? If I cover this up.
No, you can't cover that.
Why not?
Because it's, oh, you can't cover that. Yeah, you'll get those 2 points.
Okay, that's what I want.
Oh, that you were trying to cover that. Oh, sorry.
No, yeah, I know I can't cover that. 2, and then this is just going to give me 4 water. I'll take water.
Okay.
And then I get 2 tiles from the bag for this one that I covered up.
Okay. There you go. So what am I doing here? So that was your turn.
Yeah, so you can build something.
I could build something. I just like, I don't know if I want to spend the water here. I think I do. I'm going to. 5 water to build this and a card. I'll get rid of that. So what this is a biology textbook. Every time I plant 2 or 3 things on the board, I get water or victory points because I know biology. So that was my build. I got rid of my card. I spent my 5 water. And that's it. So now it's my turn. So now I'm going to plant some plants. It's my turn to plant. I can plant 3. So I'm, of course, going to put 2 on the board because that's going to earn me some water. They're going to be 2 pointers each. So I'm going to put one here to get 2 plus 2 is 4 points. And put this one here to make my trip forward a little bit faster. Now you can also build extensions on one that's next to you. But it's not going to really help me anyway. So there's my 2. Here's my 3rd. And I'm going to take 2 more tiles from the bag for this one. And because I planted 2 on the board, I get my bonus here of 3 water. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
So you get to build.
All right, cool. So I will build this, I think, guy. Another EMP blaster. I just have like a lot of EMP blasters, basically.
That's interesting.
For 4 water.
Yeah.
And 1 card. So I'll toss that.
Okay. So that is the end
Yes.
of that.
Yeah.
I'm player 1. And now we have the book.
Yes.
We could spend 4 water, which I will do, to get 3 victory points.
I'm gonna do that.
Yep.
1, 2, 3. Okay.
And 3 cards or 3
Energy.
And I'm gonna take 3 cards.
2, 3. Wow, this is tough. This is really tough. Because to get 3 water is going to cost us 2 energy coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
4 water is just a lot. All right, I'm gonna pass.
Okay.
Just because I don't want to give up.
So you pass on the book.
opportunities. Yeah.
Now I'm gonna spend the 2 energy to get the 4 water. How about you? And I get a point. Boom.
I am. Yeah, I'll spend 2. Bring me down to 0 to get 3
And a point.
and a point.
Okay.
Okay.
Draw the 2 top cards of your navigation deck. A 3 and a 3.
Yeah, see, that stinks.
Do I want energy or do I want cards? 2 3s is fantastic.
That's really good.
Energy or cards? Cards are so good, but so is energy. I'm gonna take the energy. 1, 2, 3. Oh wow. Okay. 3 movement. So what did you do? You got your energy?
I got a 0
Oh, you got
for
0.
energy.
Oh, okay.
But I've moved too. So.
Okay, very good.
I'm very happy to hear that.
All right, so I'm just gonna move 1. Wait, I'm gonna go like this. 1, 2, 3 to collect that 2 metal.
What?
See what I did? I went 1, 2, 3.
All right. Are you sure you want to land there?
Yeah, I definitely want to land here.
Why?
Because there's a lot of stuff going on. So my combat's automatically
But there's
5.
more stuff going on right there.
Why
don't you just?
Oh
go
yeah,
there?
you're right. Why did you want to go to Nefaria? Maybe I should have blocked it. Oh, that's right. That's on your
But you
destination
get
card.
1 extra water if you go to that one.
Oh,
So.
1 extra water. But this is a great blocking strategy. So all right, I'll go here. I'll play nice in the sandbox.
You don't have to.
No, I will because I'm that kind of guy. All right, so I'm going to automatically win the combat because I have more than 5. I'm going to get 6 water, which is a really good haul, and 3 cards, which I'm okay with as well. 3. All right, and this is our last cube, actually. This is the last move. See, I would have blocked you on the last move. And
I
you
know.
were like, no, I can't have this.
I know.
You're so
I
cheap.
know. It's because, well, I contributed this because I put those beautiful trees down so that it didn't cost extra.
Blah.
Oh, my
Go on
goodness.
ahead.
Okay, so I'm going to take 2. 1, 2. And I get 2 energy because I didn't use all my movement.
Oh, neither did I.
Take your energy. You know, it's worth it. 5, I have 6, so I automatically get 5 water and 3 cards. Please. And
There you go.
an arrow with a line through it.
And an arrow with a line through it. Very good. Okay, so I'm going to play a card.
Okay.
Just 1. An upgrade.
You're going to play a card as an action, or?
Then I'm going to do this.
yeah.
Build, right? So I'm going to first build a project, which is this green market. Another green market, actually. Green. So it's 10 water. 1 card, which doesn't really matter what I get rid of. Hold on, where am I at?
You're over here.
No, okay.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I needed to know where I was on that track. Wait, I can do... Yeah, I can't do that. But I can do this. So that's my 1... I'll get rid of that. All right, so my 1 action is this. It costs me 10 and a card. It's going to cost me 2 of these green tiles, pay 2 new growths, and score 9 victory points.
Wow.
So I'm going to get 9 points, plus
22, 31. Okay.
plus 2 notches on the
wow.
production
okay.
track.
So 1, 2,
2.
and that's going to give you 2 water.
I'll take those water. That changes things now. So for my second build, my goodness. Do I want to do this? Now, I'm going to actually do a ship upgrade. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 is good. I'll probably then just do... What's worth the most points? 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And upgrade my guns again for 6 points. All right, those are my 2.
7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I'm trying to see what... It's like kind of... You always know it's good when it's like 6 of one, sort of like half a dozen of another. You know what I mean? As far as like... Yeah, like
First
that,
points go.
I'm probably not going to do. Like this would actually... How many do I have? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I have 14. So it costs me... Man, this is...
It's tough.
This is good. This is good.
Yeah.
This is a little wild, but we're gonna do it. Okay. So for my build for your action, I'm gonna do this. A care package for 13, but it's actually gonna be 12 because of my discount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So 7 and 5 is 12, right? That gives me 10 points. 25, 35. And 2 notches here. 1, 2, which gives me 2 water back.
2 water back.
Okay.
And
so that's
it.
my build.
Yep.
Yeah. So my turn, I am going to also go here. Yeah, this really is like so wild. this one. This one I've been holding on to. I'm gonna go here and build this. For 3 water. And a card. I think I had to do a card for the last one too, so take that card as well.
Okay. Yeah, you did, actually.
And then I get immediately a victory point per combat point from upgrades and project cards. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 points.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it moves me up another notch here. And then for my second and final build action, I have 3 of these. So I'll just upgrade this.
All right.
Here.
So my build will be spend 2 of these. I have 4 water. Is something else here worth more in points than those 2 metals? Yeah, actually. I could build a card and it's worth more.
Yeah. It's hard, so you try to like figure out.
Yeah, like what's
worth
actually worth more in the points. Okay, so I'm gonna just build this blaster. So this blaster is gonna cost me all my water and a card, and not put me up a notch.
Okay.
On that track.
All right.
And that's
it,
it.
isn't it?
Yep. Okay, so to do endgame, it's really quite simple.
Yes.
It's all laid out right here on the board, and it's actually pretty interesting because the round, after you complete the round where you place your last cube, you go through these steps. And this little arrow with a wall means endgame.
Right.
So it's pretty easy to identify. So the first thing we're going to do is production, right, as we did in the beginning. So we're going to decide whether or not you want to spend energy to get water and points.
No.
I'm definitely going to do it.
I played this so wrong.
1, 2, 3, 4 energy is going to get me 5 water and 4 points.
Okay, great.
I will take that to the
2,
bank.
3, 4. I feel like I need to point out that I screwed up.
Oh, okay.
Well, because what I should have done is in my last turn, instead of rushing to get out these build actions, I should have put out these tiles, which would have given me energy and some points.
Yeah.
And then that way I could have done these actions, because now I have 1 measly water. And
That's okay. We'll make it work. Okay. So you can, well, you can, but this is a good demonstration.
Okay. Yeah, because I can spend.
You can spend less energy. You could, see, I'm at the 4 level, right? So 4 energy for 5.
Correct.
But if I only had 2 energy, for example, I could actually spend at a lower tier.
That is true. And actually, I forgot about that. And that is maybe what I will do. So I can spend the 2 energy.
Right.
Which
and the
will
maximum
give me max 4 water.
4 water. And a point. Yeah, so
I will do that.
That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Because I only got 1 extra water.
Right. Thanks. Still would have been better
but 4
if
points,
I
which is
did my
quite nice.
thing. Did I move this already? 42?
Sure, why not?
Sure.
So what happens now is we each get 2 build actions, either an upgrade or a build. So this is actually pretty cool because I have 5 water to spend, and I can actually build something, which isn't terrible. So I'll spend 3 of this 5 water to build this wreck. Such a wreck. And a card, so I'll get rid of you. And this is going to give me 2 metal and 1 more notch on the track, which is actually quite good. Not enough though, I fell 1 short. So that was my first build. My second's going to be just to upgrade my ship somehow. Let's see. 1, 2, I have 4. So let's go with 3, and we'll upgrade this right here. That was the biggest bang for the points. What you got?
I think the best move for me is one of these 2, but I'm going to do this. So I have this one that lets me build my next propeller for 3 metal less, which effectively I could do that for free. But it's not going to get me as many points as if I do this, I think. So I'm just going to do this. Another EMP blaster.
Wow, it's like you have an army in there.
It is. It is
Armed to the teeth.
So it's going to be 4 water, again, because I have my 1 water discount, and a card. So I will get rid of like that. And that's it.
So 1 build action.
Yeah, I can't afford anything else. So.
Okay. I don't know if you're coming off the bottom of the
I may be.
screen,
It's just a lot of EMP blasters.
But and it really doesn't matter at this
doesn't
point
matter.
because we're actually going to start counting these up anyway.
Yeah.
So you move over to the next box, and this is where we start counting the gray victory points. So like these ones that are filled in black, those are counted immediately at the time. So those are already scored. Anything in the lower left, they're kind of gray, as well as on your upgrades on your ship. They're gray as well. So we're going to be counting those. And we just go in order. So the first thing is our mission cards. We're going to count those points first.
Okay, perfect.
So how many did you complete?
So let's see. I wasn't even looking at this one. I'm at level 5. I just missed the level 6.
So you get 2 points.
So I get 2 points for that. 44. Okay. 8 plus cards. I think I have 2. I have a 13, a 10.
What does that one say? It's got a picture of water. You have
That
played
costs-
at least 1, 2, or 3 project cards costing at least 8 water. Okay,
Right.
so yeah, so 8.
So I have 2.
2 that cost more than 8 water.
Yeah, I
you
think
get
I
5
didn't
points.
get any others. Yeah, I had one I wanted. Oh no, 9 right here. I thought I had 9. 1, 2, 3.
okay. That's 3.
It's actually 7.
7 points. That's big.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'll put my 50
Your
up.
50 is up.
Okay. And then finally, Devil's Fork, Ailton, and Nefaria. So Devil's Fork, Altion, and Nefaria.
You know you only needed 2. You didn't need
Oh,
all 3.
yeah, I did. So it didn't even matter,
Didn't even
actually,
matter.
if you went there.
Yeah.
So that's another 5.
Yeah, they give you 3 cities, and
That's right,
you only
yeah.
need to get 2 of them.
I'm an overachiever.
You
I
are.
like to achieve excellence when possible.
Well, that's good.
So.
All right, so I have a similar one, technology, and I got to level 7. So I missed the top by 1, so I'm only going to get 5 points.
Still good, though.
It's not bad. Devil's Fork, Revolt Town, and Borderville. So I know I hit Devil's Fork
You did, up here.
over there. Bolt Town, Borderville.
Waterville. So you
So
got
I got at least 2 of them. I didn't get Revolt Town.
So you get
5
5.
points. Yep.
Oops. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And I'm going to get points for having 7, 10, or 13 combat. I had 1, 2, 3,
That's what I needed.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I missed it by 1, but I get 3 points.
Oh, that stinks. Are
I
you
know.
sure?
Yeah.
Recount? All right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I missed it by 1. I couldn't get another
1,
card
2,
out.
3. All right. Cool.
Um,
Now our cards, right?
yeah,
Or
that
you
was
wanna
just
go
our
order,
our
right?
missions, right? So now we're going to do cubes on the board.
Yeah.
First, I'm the only one who has a cube on a legacy tile that scores, so that's going to be
Yes.
worth 2 points because I left it there.
Right.
I could have pulled that off and planted some earth tiles,
Some sweet
but I
earth.
didn't.
Yeah.
Next thing is counting the bonuses from your upgrades on your ship.
Yes.
So anything you've done, count the gray.
Right. So 6, 9, 10, 15.
15.
Ah, me too.
So we did the same upgrades.
5, 21. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15. Okay.
All right, finally, you're going to take all of your ship projects that you did and count the victory points in the lower
Yes.
left-hand corner. All right, so those don't count. 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 17, 21.
21? Here, give yourself some points.
1, 6, 36.
7, 8, 9,
Boom.
10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 30.
30. So you are at 51. So you win 101 points to my 86.
It's pretty good.
Really
Close.
good. Yeah.
Really nice.
That was pretty good.
Well done.
All right, let us go talk about it. All right, there you have it. We've been to the clouds.
Yes.
We
been to the
planted
surface.
a couple trees.
We planted
Just a
some
couple.
forests.
We didn't want to get too crazy here. We would take it slow.
Right.
I planted a couple that died, but I think
Yeah.
a couple took
I
root.
sent some parrots out into the ether.
You didn't even bother. You just let them go. Yeah, you
That's
didn't even
right.
use them. You didn't use them. You had all the cool cars. You didn't play them.
I did. I know. Did not reveal any of the story.
No, we didn't. So we stuck with scenario 2, and this
Yeah.
is scenario 1 is just I wouldn't even recommend playing that even as a starter, because
Yeah.
it really leaves you with such a bad impression of what the game has to offer because it's so vanilla.
It's almost like instructional in nature, which I guess is great.
It's
from
good
an
to learn,
accessibility
but it
standpoint,
really,
but
I don't know.
it doesn't give you a good idea of what the game is.
I think it was actually more detrimental playing that for me than playing the other scenario. So scenario 2 is kind of like right in the sweet spot. It kind of has most, if not all, of the mechanics you're going to need.
Yeah.
Scenario 3 just throws everything else at it.
Right.
And I didn't want to get those tiles out here, those legacy tiles, because they're revealing, right?
They would spoil.
And you're going to unlock them
Yeah.
as you play the campaign.
Right.
So, and the campaign is a deck of cards that are story cards. It's kind of like choose your own adventure.
It is, yes. So there's different, like you'll go different routes depending on what you pick.
We're not going to really talk too much about that, but so go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no, don't apologize. I think we were both, I think we're both kind of on the same like wavelength with this one, and that we were, at least me personally, this play through that we did, of all the times we played this game, was my favorite. And it just seems like the more we play this, the better it gets.
Yeah, and so here's the thing. Like, we've had this game for a couple days.
About a week.
Almost a week now, yeah. And one thing we used to do, and we don't do anymore, is we'd get a new game in that was sort of the hotness, right?
Yeah.
And you almost feel like you want to get that out, a video out immediately.
Right, because it's exciting. Like, everybody's excited about it. We're excited
There's
about it.
There's buzz, and all you're thinking about is, I need to get more views. So if I get this video out first, everybody's going to watch my video, and I'll get all the hits.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like...
It doesn't really work that way.
It doesn't work that way. Yeah. It just doesn't work that way. So we've learned that over the years, and we've kind of like matured to the point where now we get these games in, and we want to make sure we give enough plays to really understand what the game has to offer.
Yeah.
Otherwise, our review of it is going to be really shallow, right? And we're not going to really understand what we're doing. And we've made this mistake in the past so many times.
Yeah, and this is especially with a game like this that is story-driven. It can be story-driven or has those components. And particularly, and this is kind of like a personal rule for me, when you have that first first 2 plays, maybe even first 3 plays, and it's like not hitting that sweet spot for you, you're missing something.
It's not clicking.
It's not you're just like, meh, whatever. I don't like coming to the video unless we've played it a couple more times to make me figure out, like, am I missing something? Like, and sometimes the case is I'm not missing anything, and it's just not for me.
It will always click, but not always in a good way.
Right, exactly.
Right?
So I think with again with this one, we wanted to make sure we played it enough, and I'm glad we did, because had we filmed this when we were ready to, like, well, I say ready, but it's like, okay, we learned the game.
Yeah.
Does that really mean we know enough about it to speak about it?
No.
In this case, no. My thoughts on the game would have been very different after the first couple of plays versus having played it, understood it, and really taken the time to, like, okay, I'm not worrying about mechanics or drawing tiles or any of that stuff anymore. Now I just want to build, like, a really cool airship.
Yeah, you've got to get past the I'm still trying to figure out the rules here, because I'll be quite honest and straightforward. The rule book is not great. It's really hard to get through. It goes in order, but it doesn't answer a lot of the basic in-your-face questions about, do I do this? Like, am I doing this right? It jumps around a bit, and if you don't read like every single word multiple times, you're gonna miss some critical pieces of information that really will change the way you play and the way you feel about what this game actually has
to offer.
Yeah, and what it has to offer.
Yeah, so I think that being prefaced that way, let's talk about expectations, because I had some expectations going into this. First of all, because it's a Fister, we've played obviously lighter Fisters, medium weight Fisters. I think.
Well, I was expecting a rondelle.
I was too. That was like the first thing that was like, we set this up, and I'm like, well, where's the rondelle?
Yeah, I was expecting it to be sort of disguised into the landscape while you're just going around this circular sort of action selection rondelle-ish type game, and that wasn't the case, right? So that's good. I think it's refreshing that it wasn't yet another Rondell. This was not at all anything that I expected whatsoever. I will be quite honest.
Well, the other thing that I was thinking of is a game that we played. I can't even remember. I think this was a production game. It's a game called Dastardly Dirigibles.
Oh, yes. It's definitely in production. It's a card game.
It's a card game, and it's all about building your airships. And for me, that one, at least a couple years ago, was kind of like the game was fun, but the components were like, meh. Like, they were very... It was built on paper.
Yeah. So it just...
and it
we
just
didn't
wasn't
love
great.
it. Yeah.
But I've been like, I've been waiting for like somebody to really take on that like kind of steampunky like airship idea and build a game around that theme.
Yeah.
And so I did have high hopes for this from a thematic standpoint. I wanted it to feel like I was building an airship.
Yes.
And I definitely feel like I was building an airship.
Building a cooler, and it wasn't
really
like building
cool
it from
one.
scratch, but it was upgrading almost like a ship for battle. And thematically, you're putting guns on it, so you're fighting these cloud militia guys. I think the theme is there, but it's only kind of tied into it, not extremely tightly.
Yeah.
It's kind of there. I think, and I'm only speaking through from a scenario perspective, not playing the campaign. I bet you there's a lot more connectivity with the campaign through sort of the legacy tile system and reading the story cards.
Yeah,
you definitely get more attachment to the theme, and it really ties it together. And I think that was the case with Maracaibo as well,
Exactly,
right? When you start to really play the story, you get certain characters that come in, so you really kind of build this narrative around the play, and that really drives the theme home. I think I can see the campaign doing that here.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so too. Let's talk about expectations from kind of like a weight standpoint, because that was the other thing, is I was expecting this to be not like super crunchy, but I was expecting it to land somewhere in like the mid-weight, like I would consider Maracaibo actually like a mid-weight.
Yeah, this is definitely lighter than that.
It's lighter than that. I wouldn't say it's as light as like Isle of Skye.
No.
Something. So it's kind of it's in a really accessible place while still being satisfying to me.
Yeah.
So
at the end of the day, you're building an engine here.
you are. It's engine building, tableau building.
Yeah, and you're building a tableau, you're building an engine, you're building it's a resource engine. So
Yes.
it's really just understanding what your purpose here is.
Right.
And I think that's what I missed the first play or two.
Right.
Is that, you've got the beginning, all right, you're producing, but you're literally just producing water, right? And that's optional.
Yeah.
And then you're playing cards to produce some power.
Right.
And then you're producing movement, right? So the first phase of the game, you're really just producing things, right? You're producing resources
Right.
to move.
Yeah.
But you're like, okay, well, I'm doing a move, and you're doing this like synthetic combat.
Right.
And then you're stopping on a city. All right, so what did I just do? Well, I just moved and stopped on a city. So, okay, well, what am I actually doing here? So, like, it's in the action selection phase. So you feel like the movement, to me at least, I felt like the movement phase should have been like me doing a lot of other things.
Right.
But that's not the premise of the game.
It's not, and I think that's where like you have to understand, I think, what the game set out to do, and it's not a tile placement, land development game.
Correct.
Even though it looks like it could potentially be, that's like one small extra piece. Really, at its core, this is about taking actions, again, resource generation and building
Resourcing, yes.
this engine. Like this
Yes,
is what it's about.
your ship and your infrastructure and your projects,
Right.
to us, at least this is
Yeah.
my interpretation, that's the game.
Yes,
Right?
absolutely.
The exploration of the cities, of the city cards, is just helping you build more resources to build your ship.
Right.
And to build your infrastructure
Yeah.
and your projects. Like, that's where the game is.
Right.
And if you go into it thinking about, that's the type of game I want. I want a tableau builder
Right.
where a resource generation is kind of simple but complex in its own right, because you're trying to build these triggers on each
Yeah.
other. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
these layers of resource generation. But at the end of the day, if you're like, okay, I love building a tableau and I want to go for combat or I want to go for movement,
Yeah.
I'm going to start cycling through cards because I'm looking for the certain ones that are going to give me the most points.
Because they are. I mean, you saw the ones that we played, but there are a ton of these that will develop those engines for you.
Yeah. Yeah, there were ones that were movement engine builders. There were ones
Yeah.
that were combat engine builders. You're going to kind of base it on the mission cards that you
Right.
get. So there's a lot of optionality here in what doesn't seem like there
Variability, I
is.
think, yeah.
Variability.
Yeah.
Where on the surface, if you just look at it and play it simply without really digging into the cards and understanding the strategy behind it, it can seem really shallow.
Right, exactly.
And I think that's kind of that's really not very fair to the design.
Yeah,
Because I
think
think it's definitely has a lot more, than what appears on the surface.
And along the same lines, I think that, just because it's not a 2.5 hour crunchy, like brain burning, kind of like experience, doesn't mean that it's a lackluster experience.
Correct.
So this to me feels something like I would be, first of all, happy to play just with the two of us who prefer heavier games.
Yeah.
Just because we wanted to bring
There's
something out
like
in
no
an
take
hour.
that whatsoever in this.
There's not
at all,
and
which
you
is
saw,
refreshing.
I mean, it is really extremely balanced, and even with your action selection, you're not blocking anybody.
No,
but this is also one that I can definitely see pulling out for some of our friends that maybe only play occasionally. They're not heavy gamers, but they want a little bit more than just a 30-minute card game or something like that.
And it's a neat, in my opinion, it's a neat experience. It's just it's so different than anything I've played.
Yeah.
And I think if the mark was to shoot for a lighter medium weight ish game with the kind of cool steampunky airship theme.
And an introduction to some mechanics that you'll see in other games.
Yeah, like a nice deck builder and hand management type game. Like this nails it on all those cylinders. And if that's what you're looking for, then this is probably going to fit in your collection. Yeah. I wasn't sure about the mechanic on these cards whatsoever.
Because I know that people were actually asking us about this. Like, what do you guys think? Is it gimmicky or not? And I wasn't sure either because I don't like gimmicks.
I thought it was really gimmicky at first.
Yeah.
After playing with it enough times,
then you realize like, wait a minute, like there's actually like clues on here.
Yeah, it's for whatever reason, I enjoy it. I enjoy like, okay, cool. I think there's going to be power there. Let me take a shot. It's not. It's like. And it's not hard to figure that out.
Well, exactly.
And some of them are a little bit more revealing because this one has like, you can thin your deck if you choose the stone on this one. Like I can make that out.
And there's other things that I think you're not we didn't see because we didn't have. I know I had a card out, but we didn't actually use it. There's some icons on the cities as well that like if that icon exists on a city card that you draw, you actually get 2 points. Yeah. I can see that icon on that
in
card.
Some of them, yeah.
So there's some of them, but like this one right here, I may be like, oh, well, I need energy anyway. I'm going to go ahead and take that because I know I'm going to get 2 points as well. But you do have to pay attention and just look.
Yeah, and I think that
I think that's neat. It's kind of cool.
It's different, and I think it ties in the whole theme of you being in an airship above cities.
That's how I feel.
That you're really hard to see, and I'm like, okay, well, I need to get resources from this city, but what does it have?
Yeah.
And is it worth my time?
Right.
So it's a cool little mechanic. It's just different. Like I look for things that play differently than the norm. Is it just another tile placement game with other mechanics? If you go into this thinking, okay, you know what, I'm gonna fly my airship to these cities. I'm battling these guys. I'm rolling dice and I'm doing this. I'm drawing battle cards. That is not what this is.
No,
at all. Which is, if you go in thinking that, you're going to be very disappointed.
Right.
It's really you're going to these cities to get resources.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Like that's all there is. It's not. You could think of it as combat, but it's not. It's like, do I have the numbers? Yes or no. If I do, I'm going to get the resources.
Yeah.
Because I'm using those resources again to build my engine, my tableau.
How now? Here's a question. I think I already know the answer, but I have to pose it anyway because I know people are going to ask.
Sure.
How would you compare this to Maracaibo?
I wouldn't compare this.
I mean, not compare it apples to, because it's like apples to oranges. But as far as like, if we were going to pull out a game and play it, and I'm like, we could play Maracaibo or we could play this. I guess it would depend on how you're feeling.
Exactly.
Right.
If I want a heavier experience.
Yeah.
And it really comes down. A lot of the games I'll tell you this about me personally.
Yes.
It's never really about light versus heavy for me.
Yeah,
it's always about what theme am I in the mood for.
Right.
Like if I just got finished watching like Firefly or Serenity, for example. I watched the movie and I catch it on TV and I'm like, man, I want to play Firefly. Like that's kind of thing. Or I want to play a space game, or I'm watching something about a rocket taking off. I'm like, man, maybe, leaving Earth or just something, or liftoff. Like just something. I'm always drawn to theme, and then I'll play through that theme. And I'm like, I want to play a fishing game. I'll go play a fishing game. Like it's never about weight with me, unless we only have half an hour to play something. Then obviously we're going to go for something really light. But if I'm in the mood for a Tableau builder and I'm kind of feeling a little steampunky, like I want to build
Yeah.
an airship, then I would pull this out. If
Right.
if I'm thinking about privateering in the Caribbean, then I'm going to pull out Maracaibo. Like it
Right.
really, it's not about weight.
Not
for
about
me.
weight.
No.
Okay. I only asked that because Maracaibo was like your favorite game from last year.
It is, and is this my favorite game? No, it's not as
Yeah.
good as Maracaibo. Definitely not at all, because I think Maracaibo hits it on theme, because I love the theme, and I think it
Yeah.
hits me at the right weight for me. Even though weight doesn't matter, it just feels
so
good.
different.
Yeah.
Okay. And I asked that because just based on like, the plays that we've done and all of that, if we were going to sit down and say, let's play the campaign of either this or Maracaibo, right? I would choose this.
Okay.
And not necessarily, it has absolutely nothing to do with weight, because to me, it's just a different kind of
I can see that.
game.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, it has more allure of a campaign versus.
It does.
I think thematically.
Thematically, I think.
It'd be a more interesting campaign.
And I'm personally not like a huge fan. I don't know what it is about rondelles that I don't love.
Yeah.
But it's just like you go back into the same things and over and over and
Yeah,
over again, which in its own right has a certain fun factor.
Right.
But for me,
I
is
know
where
I know what it is you don't like about them, and
is
you've
it?
brought this up. You don't like the fact that I can end your round.
Oh, maybe that's what it is.
Because if I get to the end, you get like one more go and you're over.
Right.
Like because
Well, at least with
I have
Maracaibo,
control.
yeah.
With like Maracaibo, I have
Yeah.
control over, and I also have control over what moves you're going to be able to take, because I can take them.
Because I'm thinking about like Great Western Trail, for example, is a rondelle as well, hidden in the form
the
of
board.
like the board. But that one I don't mind as much.
No.
But I don't know.
Yeah, you didn't
I
like
just think-
Maracaibo's ability for me to like
didn't-
to race around the board and shorten the rounds,
Right. Yeah. So maybe that was it.
which is tough. I mean,
But
that
in
can
any
be
case.
that can be a rough.
But I
mechanic.
thought that was worth mentioning too.
Okay.
So anyway.
So this is kind of a long-winded review, but
very
I think
long-winded,
it
but
was
worth it, I
really
think.
because there's a lot of folks interested in this game, because
Right.
it's new and,
Yeah.
and there's not a lot known about it, and I think it really, we didn't want to really shortchange it,
Yeah, for sure.
because we're just trying to do a better job this year of really giving a lot of time to understanding
Yes.
a little bit deeper of the mechanics. Because like I said, in the past
Especially,
we've made some videos, and I'm just like, man, I wish we played that a few more times before we reviewed it, because
Right.
I may feel okay about something and then not so good about it later on, or I may
Yeah.
feel pretty poorly about a game and then I'm also, now I love it.
Right.
It's,
and you don't
it's
always
tough.
have the luxury of time when it comes to
We
that.
don't, no.
But and there's a difference between saying like, okay, we've played this 3 or 4 or 5 times and then we filmed it, versus okay, now it's been a couple of years and we've had 10 opportunities to play
There's a
it.
big difference there.
And we don't have that kind of time, to
We
keep
definitely
us
didn't
up.
want to go, all right, we're going to play this once and then
Yeah.
film it. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh,
I'm going to learn it
absolutely
today
not.
and then we're going to film it
No.
tonight. Like that was definitely not going to happen, because like I said, we
Yeah.
definitely want to take some.
We should do a video about like games that we've played, maybe reviews that have changed.
Reviews, games that we no
Maybe.
longer like, and I think
Yeah.
we'll save that for another
Okay.
time. But
Yeah.
'cause
Good
today we're
brainstorming.
talking about CloudAge.
Okay.
So
All right.
there
that's
you
it.
have it. Long-winded response, but you get our feeling, you get our thoughts on the game. We hope you were able to get a good idea of what the game has to offer and if it's something that would fit into your collection, which is always our goal. We hope you enjoyed the playthrough. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. You continue to subscribe. We'll continue to put out
Make
videos.
That's as easy as that.
Videos with no ads. I keep driving that point home.
Until YouTube decides
Unless
to
we,
put YouTube.
which is why we don't sing in all of our videos, because they always put ads on our videos unless they enforce it. But
Yeah.
there you go. Hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time.
See ya.